Right off the buzzer, let's take a look at Filipe Toledo. Oh, unsurprising, massive air to start this heat.
Wow, we heard the crowd go absolutely wild, and we didn't get to see that, but there it was. What a way to start for Filipe. He would have been watching Jack Robinson saying, rightio, there's my air section. I'm going to go do something similar to that.
Yeah, we'll see if this is kind of an opening act type of thing, but it'll be tough to match what Jack Robinson did right there. If anyone can do it, it might be Filipe Toledo.
Right here, you know what this is? This is excellent surfing.
Wow.
First section out there, goes to the lip, busts it through. It's a full rotation. It's not air reverse. It's all the way around. The spinning speed that Toledo's able to achieve.
But not only is he ripping out here in Saquarema, he's also the host of Corona Lay Days. But the action is firing up here at Saquarema. This is the OI Rio Pro presented by Corona. The Cobra, Nat Young, his backhand activates. And when that happens, scores drop. Unfortunately, not able to fit. Very simple, but effective. Feels good to be back. He is the dominant surfer in this event. He's already won it multiple times. And you see the intent that he has with every wave he paddles for. He did have a slightly slow start to the year, a couple of ninth place finishes, but then he started throwing hammer. We look out now, and here's your surfer in white, Miguel Tudela. He is a veteran competitor. He's been on the Key West, the Challenger Series. We've seen him catch some heavy waves at Pipeline in events there. And, he has done super well all over the world.
Some of his, just the progressive surfing that he does too, I think, he's very excited to be in this event. He was vocal about that on his Instagram as we see a bit of a ride here.
Nat Young finds a left, but it's pretty bumpy, wants no piece of that. 27.50 on the clock.
Jack is part of a very exclusive and fine group, the Brazilian Wives Club. Can you scratch some Portuguese, Jack?
Oh, meu Deus.
I put him on the spot. Tell me what here.
Esquece. Eu não sei. My wife's amazing.
I'll throw this hot potato to you guys.
Thank you, Louisa. This was a split peak from that last wave.
Yeah, Miguel getting a nice turn there, a bit of a bobble there, but getting around, and he goes to the air, unfortunately, just going off the... I think Jack, the cool thing about him is that it's just mentally, he believes he can do anything, and I love that about him. So he can.
Here we go, coiling up right there in the BF Goodrich pit check. There we see Toledo. I mean, every time he stands up, even on that wave right there, which was very mediocre compared to some of the lefts we've seen so far, he just annihilated it. He's super smart in terms of competition, knowing he just needs to get a backup going on the deck, and you're like, oh, I want that model, I want that model. Now you can hit up Sharp Eye and go, I want that Toledo model, because I want to surf just like Filipe. Will it work for a person like me if I get that same board?
I think most people that jump on Felipe's board will be like, yep.
It's a new model that they're developing over at Sharp Eye, that round pin that Filipe was riding over in El Salvador. It seems like he's brought that prototype design, and they're continuing to refine that. So he's got a couple of models already.
And back to the action. Right now, Nat Young kind of having some trouble identifying the waves that are going to give him the scoring potential. Except for Laura, who's a big wave surfer.
Hey, still get worked.
But these surfers just right back out there in the mix. Tudela and Nat Young.
No question, he deserves a world title. He's come so close in the past, and the surfing that he's been doing this year has been absolutely incredible. Here we go, live action.
Tudela flying down the line, gets the ramp, but the ramp gets him. Head over heels, like Tears for Fears. He goes straight, just like that, right back on his board. Into the action. Nat Young now finding himself some open face to work with. Two big turns there. Loved that slicing fin release there. A tail slide with power. Kind of a double dip for that finishing maneuver for Nat Young. So that'll get him back into the mix. He does need an 8.67. Most likely that'll be a portion of the score he needs. We'll see another highlight performance from Toledo, but here's that wave that got Nat back into this heat.
Love that first turn of Nat and that big tail blow there, and just make sure he gets back down the wave to finish that. But very nice, clean, crisp surfing from Nat Young here. Love this tail blow and little airdrop down to make that So that came in as a 6.17. So Nat Young back in his. Yeah, very happy to be here, but the sacrifices these guys make are absolutely insane.
This is the easy part, right? When these guys go out into the heat, that's the easy part. It's everything else that goes along with it. I mean, Filipe Toledo, for the last 5 years, not only has he had to see his best friends, it was really cool to kind of just dig a little bit deeper, and definitely must-see TV as Miguel Tudela now starting to answer back. That is more indicative of what this guy is capable of. He is such a great surfer.
As you look here at Miguel's wave, Kaipo.
Tudela, this is going to be his most solid wave so far. A couple of carves, gets up in the lip, bangs it for the closer. He gets his name back in the hat.
But let's see what Toledo did in his last wave.
Yeah, let's see a big opening carve here. The wave bottoms out, and let's see what he can get in here. A big below tail reverse, spins it around so fast. Absolutely loved that.
As we see Nat right here, this just happened. So Nat skipping the fins out, but goes incomplete. So both Nat Young, the two goofy foots, are going to be chasing.
Yeah, as we see Filipe here having another look on this inside right. Fortunately, that one just not turning into anything. But yeah, back to Kanoa. He has had a pretty incredible run this year. You know, some amazing performances.
10th of a point onto for 13.77 two-wave total. So
keeping
by the math,
pace.
When you see that, exactly, they're keeping pace.
Wow, so Toledo now coming through. And Kaipo, you kind of had said it right at the beginning of this heat. He's looking like he's at about 60%. Starts to crank it up, which he's going to have to. We know how deep and talented this field is here at the Oi Rio Pro.
This is a look at Nat Young's wave right here on the replay. Remember, he needs a 7.61, so he gets that first carve. He's going to throw the tail right there, and little foam bounce, but that's all that's on offer for Nat Young, and likely not to come in at the number that required.
Well, it's official. Your world number one in the yellow jersey, Filipe Toledo, doing Filipe Toledo things. Dominating that heat from the jump, starting off with an 8.17. Tudela to third. So it's going to be about an hour until Toledo makes his way through the crowd. But we will be back with more action. You're watching the Oi Rio Pro, presented by Corona.